Hello, welcome to this week's episode of United by Red, and the NFL is back. We have American football in the world again.
To be fair, it was a very good start as well. I was really happy, really impressed with it. It was nice to have it back.
I mean, it's only my second season watching NFL, so I'm not, any sort of expert yet. But one question I do have straight away from the first two games: spitting on a man gets you ejected from a game. Punching a man in the helmet only gets a 15-yard penalty.
It was the justification of punching him with an open hand. I was like, I don't know, Mr. Miyagi used to make like a living out of in Karate Kid, like open-handed punch with the palm of your hand. Yeah, it was. I mean, I understand spitting on him is a vile thing, and you should be ejected from the game.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you get so angry at an opposing player that you spit on him before the actual first play of the game. I mean, they'd only kick the ball from one end of the pitch to the other, which is the most stupid way to start a game. Kind of just add to any sport, because I don't know why you just don't start down there. There's no relevance to that kick, is there? They kick it to you, and then you start the game. But it's like we've just wasted 2 minutes. It's very Americanified.
Technically, you've got a chance of returning it and getting quite a long way down the field.
Well, yeah, I mean, but what we're talking about 3 times a season out of 45,000 kicks. But then he just goes up and spits on him. And I'm like, well, I'm not sure why. I don't know what it angered him. I mean, it was the quarterback he spat on as well. So it's like, it's not like the quarterback had even kicked the ball off. Got to be angry at him.
I didn't have any qualms with him being ejected from the game for doing that. But then I was like, well, if he hit him in the face.
That was the second game, wasn't it? That was the Chiefs-Chargers game.
Yeah.
Where he open hand punches him to the helmet. It's Kelsey punches. I mean, the guy, I know this shouldn't be taken into account, but the guy who punches Kelsey is fucking massive, can I just add? Had he done the same to me, my neck would have fallen off. He would have been on a murder charge, not just an ejector from the guy. It shows you him after, and his arms were like tree trunks. I'm like, that's got to have hurt.
But that's just a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty. And he punched him with. But you know the thing he said? He's only a penalty because he's an open-handed punch. I mean, who's punching anybody with a clenched fist in a helmet?
Nobody. I mean, that'd be stupid.
You break every finger going, wouldn't you? Like, who's doing that? I mean, you must have totally lost your mind to run up and punch somebody in a helmet. So, yeah, it was. It was 2 great games, absolute class games. I couldn't watch the shortened version; I had to watch the whole 10,000 adverts versions, and it was just worth it. It was brilliant. Kelsey, Patrick Mahomes' has Superman pass, and he's running, and he's class. And then the same for Hurts, just world class, wasn't it? Absolutely. I mean, I don't know where that leaves the Chiefs. Because the other aren't particularly a great side.
No,
not particularly got an amazing quarterback. Don't particularly have a great team, and beat them. And almost, I know it sounds daft because the scoreline, but quite comfortably beat them in a sense. The Chiefs was chasing the game. They were never in the game.
They did spend a lot of time doing last season. To be fair, they won a lot of games by kind of a point or a couple of points. But it kind of looked like yesterday. I don't even know what day they played. I'm so confused when it's in America and I'm in England and you're in Australia. I don't know.
But I thought there were games today, and
there is. Oh, there is for us. It's not for you. But without kind of, and I know this is going to sound stupid, without Mahomes, that team was nowhere. I mean, like you said, the flick pass on the dive when he's being tackled from behind. I mean, it's just insanity.
Yeah.
And then late on in the game, he's run out the pocket wide right, and he launches it on the run. He's not set in any way.
Oh yeah.
And it's caught. And it's like, without Mahomes, that team looked as though they'd have been annihilated because he's, doing things that are saving the game on multiple occasions. Worthy didn't have a great game. Who was one of their better players? Kelsey, I think, only had one pass. Yeah, it didn't look
touchdown, didn't it?
It didn't look anything. They didn't look like the team of last year. Put it that way.
Definitely.
Or teams of figured
out. And obviously, I'll prove them wrong. I'm very sure, but they don't like a team that's getting anywhere near the Super Bowl.
There we go. Then the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl.
They'll win it. And I've said the Bills are my team to win it, and I think it'd be between the Bills and the Eagles. I think they can play each other in the Super Bowl because I think they are the opposite side of the draw. So Bills are the Chiefs side, so I'm guessing they must be able to because the Eagles played the Chiefs. I'm certain that is because the Chiefs beat the Bills to get to the Super Bowl.
Yes, they did.
So
yes, you're right.
Must be able to happen. So Bills and Eagles will be the Super Bowl because it's an American thing, isn't it? Where you're in two different halves of the country come together,
but not because
the
Bills and the Eagles are on the same side of the country, but that doesn't matter apparently.
It's very confusing. Yes, I don't understand it. It's one of them rules and sort of regulations that I've just ignored and tried not to understand because it'll just hurt my head. You know,
it dates back to the AFL and the NFL merging. So when you're in the American Football League and the National Football or something like that, and they pick the leagues by
it's all a bit mental. So
drawing
there's only
lots,
certain teams that can play each other in the Super Bowl. You can't play a team from your own side in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because you'll have beat them in the divisional or the conference.
You've got to win your side of the draw to win that side of the draw, and the top two meet. So yeah, the Bills can meet the Eagles, and I think that's my call for the Super Bowl already after 2 games.
So you're not picking the Cowboys this year, even though they haven't played yet? Well, they have.
No, the Cowboys did play. Yeah, the Cowboys were very close to. They had a good game, but no, I'm not backing the Cowboys. I'll back the Bills and I'll back the Eagles. It'll be the Chiefs against the Detroit Lions, probably something like that. But I don't know. Yeah.
So, but you're wearing an apt color to be discussing NFL because you are wearing the colors of the Miami Dolphins. You haven't picked them to do anything.
As I have often said, I picked them on the weather in Miami, so it'll probably even rain tonight when they play. So yes, I watched some preseason games. We look shit. That's I mean, it's just my life in it. I watch Man United; they're rubbish. Lando Norris seems to be dwindling slowly. Miami Dolphins will be rubbish. So I've got no hope for the Miami Dolphins. I looked back at the NFL stats to see when the Miami Dolphins last won the Super Bowl, and it was 1970 something. So, there's just no hope, is there? I just hope it's sunny when they play and I enjoy the weather. If I ever get to go to a game, I'll be glad to go to the Miami Dolphins Stadium, and that's about as good as it'll get, I think.
I can guarantee you, if you tried to go to a Miami Dolphins game, that it would be in the middle of a hurricane. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah, probably. No, Miami Dolphins, I think they've got quite an easy start. I can't remember who we play. Should be a potential win for us. I mean, the 2 best teams from last season have already played, haven't they? They played the Chiefs and Eagles. Bills will play tonight, I would have thought as well. So I'll probably watch that and the Miami game. That'll be the 2 games I watch from tonight. But I think
you'll be able to watch the Bills and the Ravens tomorrow morning because that's the 1:20 a.m. kickoff for us. So that's 8 a.m. for you.
That's my early game, and then I'll watch the rerun of Miami when it's been edited down to the shorter version after.
Well, I decided yesterday that I would pick we get Sky Sports in the UK that does some games, but I decided I'd go with DAZN because I get lots of things I can watch, and I now get all of the games, and I can watch multi-screen. So that's a way to confuse me, isn't it? Watching 4 NFL games at once.
Yeah, I've seen that. When I go on mine, it says hold the button for multi-screen. So maybe in the morning I could watch 2 games at once.
I don't think I can manage to do that. My brain capacity isn't good enough to try and take in the action.
When you wait for the ball to cross the line in the middle and wonder why it's stopping, you're not sure why they're not playing on the rest of the pitch.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah,
at all.
That's not a great idea. We will see. But yeah, great start. 2 great
why
games.
Why do I feel like the Dolphins are on a week 1 bye?
No, they're not.
Oh, no, they're not.
I've seen the game.
They play the Colts.
Colts, that's it. Indianapolis Colts, yeah. So yeah, it's just so good to be back. It's just, and for us, it's a very strange sport, isn't it? Because we're not particularly big fans of American sport. We're not fans of sport where you use your hand, and it's on at a very strange time for all of us. But it's just so good.
And we're also not fans of sports that stop and start and take 7 years to do.
It's got everything going against it, but I just can't stop watching it. And I
can't.
I was so buzzing for the first game of the season that I was there first thing that morning. I was on watching it, and it's so good for it.
Obviously, I pay for Sky Sports in this country so I can watch the British sport, but it's the only sport in the world I've actually found a different service and said, yes, I'm going to pay for this because I want to watch more of it. And I can now watch every game, 45-minute reruns, or I can watch the full game without ads. I
told you about a series to watch, which was The Kingdom, which is a series based on the Kansas City Chiefs and their run to the 3-peat that they were trying to win last season. And on one of the games, it's the AFL or NFL, I don't know which side they're on, final, where they're playing the Bills. And the owner of the Chiefs rocks up to the stadium and it's dark. So it's the morning, it must be something like 6 a.m. And there are people in the car park with the utes and the tents up. And when I say tents, I'm talking big tents that you sit under, not a tent sleeping in. They've got beer out, they've got barbecues on the go, they've got confetti out, they've got shirts for sale or that were showing off, jumpers. It was packed and it was dark in the morning. The game didn't kick off till tea time. I was like, how epic is this as a sport that that's what people do? You know, in the FA Cup, when Kane used to come on, and he used to be like, first thing in the morning, it'd be on a channel, and it'd be on all day, and it was like this big, drawn out, but like exciting day. Now they just put it off 10 minutes beforehand because they've got to watch some other crap before it. They were there in the morning, and it seemed to like mean so much to these people. There were hundreds of thousands of people there waiting for the game to start. And it wasn't just a game, it was a day out for them. You know, there were kids there, families there. All the fans were mingling together in the stands. You know, you watch the games, you've got home and away fans just all over the place. I think it's just a great spectacle, to be fair.
It kind of feels like the last community sport, doesn't it? Like, say, where people will still mingle with opposition fans and will do it all day, and it becomes a big thing.
Score a touchdown against the Bills, and there's Chiefs and Bills fans together in the stand, and I'm like, that's just never going to happen in the UK, is it? In football,
you're not seeing that at Anfield in the Man United Liverpool derby, are you?
It's not happening, is it? But it just make the game such a better spectacle that you don't have to worry about things like that. And everyone's in the car park for we're not segregating fans coming in on coaches. Everyone just arrives and has a good day and has a good time.
Yeah,
why can't I know? Such a good thing.
And yeah, so from sort of 6 o'clock tonight, I think I can start watching live games. I've got 3 or 4 to pick from, I think, at 6 p.m. And then we've got.
So you'll get a game in tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
1 o'clock.
There were 8 games at 6 p.m. So if I put my DAZN on
screens,
if I do my DAZN on 2 TVs, I can probably watch them all and be utterly bewildered by everything.
I have a clue what's going on.
Faintest idea who's done what, but I can do it.
Fantastic. No, very good to be back.
And then the later games are the 49ers, Seahawks, Titans, Broncos, Texans, Rams, Lions, Packers, and then Bills, Ravens in the morning. And then
did you watch? Did you start watching NFL from the start of last season, or did you join midway?
No, start of last season when I randomly picked a team by very, very strange ways
and won the Super Bowl.
Yes,
fantastic. I'm gonna start picking mine that way. Yeah, so can't wait. Looking forward to it. It's back tonight, tomorrow. I think there's even Monday games into Tuesday. So yeah, it'll be good.
It'd be Tuesday for you. You don't have Monday night football. You have Tuesday morning football.
But yes, we're back, and then we'll be on to the Thursday night games, Friday night games, Sunday night games again. It'll be so good. Great sport.
And from such positivity for the first 15 minutes of this episode, I'm now going to bring you back to earth with a bump.
You're going to talk about football now.
I am, and I'm going to talk about England.
I watched
it very briefly. You didn't watch it?
I did. Yeah, I watched it. I watched it this morning. I had visitors here and thought I'd be polite and put the football on. We played.
That wasn't polite. Why would you do that?
Andorra.
Yes.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, the one thing I will say is Anderson.
Very good.
Yeah, who is it?
So he was at Newcastle. He's had to be sold when they had the PSR issues. He's moved to Notts Forest. He's had a good start to this season, and it kind of looks like the central midfielder England have not had.
Fantastic player. I mean, it's a shame that we've got people like Madueke and the elk of them playing because they're absolutely useless. Dan Burn and Gay as our centre-half partnership looks slightly concerning as a full-time partnership. We look so boring, don't we?
Extremely boring.
I mean,
it was.
I want Marcus Rashford to play for England, but I'm not sure what Marcus Rashford's done to get a starting berth in the England team.
Well, from what I can make out, in the 2 games in the Spanish league, he started one and was pulled off, and then had a very brief sub appearance in the second one, I think. So he's not really done much.
This is my problem. We're picking. It's roles for friends again, isn't it? It's days out for your best mates. It's.
I thought Madueke actually did okay in spells. He had a good game. 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 He had a good Eze did all right, but it was all just a bit, again, like we say every time the England national team meets up, it's slow, it's ponderous, it's too narrow, it's lacking ideas, it's predictable.
Again, we've gone 4 at the back and 2 central midfielders against a team that are, I mean, from what the commentator said, most of them play in the Spanish 5th division or the Andorran Premier League.
Between them, bearing in mind we played basically 2 holding midfielders, for want of a better way of looking at it. The Andorran starting 11 had a combined of 9 international goals. They weren't scoring if they were still playing now.
I mean, I know people look at it and say, well, if they'd played a back 3, it's negative. But if you play a back 3 as in 3 and you don't need wing backs, you could have just played 1 holding midfielder and had that little triangle of 4 in the middle. You had more than enough. We almost had 6 defensive-minded players on the pitch. It could have, Madueke and Rashford could have been your sort of wing backs and just tell them to stay forward because we're not under threat. You could have played 3 centre halves. One of them could have been Declan Rice for me and 2 defenders. And then you could have played 2 ball-playing quality midfielders in there to get the ball forward and played 2 up top and had 2 strikers on the pitch. You could have had Watkins and Kane on the pitch. I don't know why. It's like it's the same setup no matter what, isn't it? It's like it doesn't matter whether we're playing Brazil or Andorra. We're playing the same team in the same manner, and you can't play like that. They were never going to be a threat from Andorra yesterday to anything to it. Just go and do something different and show a different side to us. And we were just, you were never not going to win, but what was it?
But you've got to play faster. To me, between the lines, and even when you're moving it sideways, we very rarely skip a man. So if the left central defender's got it, he won't play it straight out to the right. We'll pass it through all of the men that gets it to the right wing.
Football, isn't it?
By the time you've done that, Andorra, I'll give them this. They were well organised. They were compact.
It's easy to be well organised when you're not very good, isn't it? Because all you've really got to do is stand within a 4-yard circle of grass. That's your bit. And if your mate does the same, you cover the pitch, don't you?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Because we moved it so slow, all they did was move in a block left, move in a block right. If you miss out a couple of men with your passes, they have to react so much quicker, which the chances are they're not all going to move together. You end up with gaps. But moving the ball as slow as we did, and it's just a very ponderous and as very, it was as it was prescribed. You must pass it to him, and he will pass it to him, and he will knock it in there. It's got to be a bit more fluent and a bit more flowing. Otherwise, you make the game look tedious.
What happened to having multiple, like 2 strikers up front and getting crosses into the box? Because it don't matter how organised you are then. If you put a good cross in and you've got someone like Harry Kane who can head it, maybe another striker in there who can head it, maybe a number 10 who's just playing behind 2 strikers who can get in the box, sort of like Frank Lampard used to. Get crosses into the box. Don't matter how organised you are then, because you can't do anything about that. You can't stop that if you're sitting in 2 banks of 4 deep, you can get a good ball into the box. They can't stop you. It's just a case of who gets on it first.
I'm glad you have mentioned strikers, though, because I was looking at the squad when it was announced, and I know we've discussed this leading into the last tournament, but we go into the World Cup, should we qualify, in 9 months, 10 months. Harry Kane will be approaching 33 by that point.
Don't dare say he's old.
Say he gets there injured, give me another English striker.
Well, we've been through this, haven't we? So these games, to me, is why it annoys me so much. So we played Jordan Pickford in goal again. So who's our number 2 goalkeeper? I know there's people on the bench, but if he can't make the World Cup, when are we going to figure out who plays in his position?
No idea.
When? We've no idea, have we? We don't need a goalkeeper against Andorra. I could have played in the net. So why are we playing Jordan Pickford? What relevance does that? What does he learn from this? Nothing. It's the same with Harry Kane. You need to be using these games to figure out what plan B is. Because if Harry Kane does the usual England thing and gets injured going into the World Cup, Rooney or Owen or all these people that did, Foden, what do we do then? We don't know, do we?
Nope.
Every other nation will know. We haven't got a freaking clue who's playing. Harry Kane's at an age now where these games are a good chance to rest him. The less games he plays between now and the summer, the better shape he's going to be in. So why bother playing him? And let's figure out what happens if we haven't got Harry Kane next summer. Because I don't think we've got a freaking clue.
Well, we haven't, because I can't find you another English striker. We've got Ali Watkins on the bench, and I don't care that he scored in the Euros against Holland. He is not an international quality striker. He just isn't. No. It's as simple as that. He just isn't. And I can't give you another English centre forward.
No,
I really can't.
Find one. So we've got to find a different way of playing. You know, whether we have to play with a false nine or we play with 2 false nine. What do we do if Harry Kane isn't fit? Because there's a good chance at his age he gets an injury and he isn't fit. He wasn't fit last summer when we played. Wasn't. And we just kept playing him.
Mm-hmm.
That was our solution. It was, we'll just keep throwing him on pitch and we'll hope God's looking down on us and sprinkle some magic and we get a goal. That's not a solution, is it?
No.
It's not a solution. You can't tell me that in the English pyramid we don't have a young, fit, hungry striker that we can play for England. Are you telling me this is all we've got? Because if it is,
I'm worried.
It's rubbish. Now, I've gone on for months and months about clubs not buying people. They shouldn't need to buy footballers. They've got everything in front of them. They don't need to go out and spend 70 million on football. It's ridiculous. But it's even bigger for the country. You've got the choice of everybody. Every club in the country creates English footballers on a daily basis, and you can't find me a striker that can play. That's a shit show, isn't it? An absolute shit show.
Yeah, but it's a concern that's probably going to be a reality within 18 months. Kane will be 34, 35. He can't lead your line anymore. You've got to go.
This is last. I mean, there's almost a point of saying as England's main striker, the last tournament should have been his last tournament as our lead striker. I'm not saying he doesn't go. I'm not saying there's not a role for him. Of course there is. If you've got a brain, you take Harry Kane with you because he can get you a goal. When you need a goal, he can get you one. He can play in certain games against certain teams and do things for you. But that should have been his last tournament as our main striker. And we should have had the next guy lined up that's going to come in. And he plays in certain games. He doesn't play in others. We haven't. We're going to stumble into another tournament with Harry Kane as our lead man. And he's not. I'm not saying he's not capable because he can score goals. He's such a great goal scorer. But we need more, don't we, from a front man? You need more nowadays than him just being a good striker.
We need him to be somebody with a bit more mobility. I think these days his mobility is not great anymore. I don't think. But
his finishing is world class. But
yeah,
that's
but all
enough.
of that will become irrelevant when we go into the next World Cup and Jordan Henderson's at the heart of our central midfield.
Again, it just deflates, doesn't it? We pick the same goalkeeper, we pick the same striker. We've got Jordan Henderson in the. I mean, what's he there for, Jordan Henderson? Because again, I don't think he played, did he?
No,
I didn't see him.
No, he will probably play the Serbia game though, because Tuchel seems to like him.
But for what?
Will be classed as the bigger game?
What we're gaining out of playing him, I don't understand. So he's put Anderson in as a new guy. Is he going to take him out now?
I hope not, because he was the best player on the pitch.
So that's exactly the point. So now what? What's his plan now? Because if he takes Anderson out now, I'm not sure what the point in playing him was. Oh, yeah, he's a good footballer. Yeah, we'll take him out of the team now and put Jordan Henderson back. Oh, fantastic. We're back to Henderson and Rice in midfield. This is going back to McTominay and Fred, isn't it, at Man United? And, you know, and you just get, you know, you look at the lineup and them two were in midfield, you just thought, oh, it's another day watching these two run around like headless chickens because they can't play together. They're not good enough to play together. Maybe one and somebody else, but not both together. It's just so disheartening to watch it.
The thing that really, well, I said really worked because that'd be a stretch, that did work because Anderson, the type of player that he was, gave Rice the freedom to be more what he is for Arsenal. And I think that's how we've got to set up our midfield. There's got to be somebody who's going to hold the line to allow Rice to be free. Because actually, when I watched it yesterday, it's hard to judge because it was playing Andorra and it wasn't a great performance. But the players that did play, I thought Madueke actually was all right. I thought Lewis Skelly played well at left back. And I thought Rice did all right. It was the Arsenal contingent actually yesterday that were the better players. We're still missing Saka. I don't know what's going on with Foden. I don't know where he is.
What he's doing. Game yesterday, Foden and Grealish for me. You know, that type of player who've got a moment of magic in them with the feet. You know, they can just do something with the ball that others don't. Because for all Rashford's great abilities, you know what he's going to do. He wants to get it and he wants to knock it in down the line. He wants to go past his man. So all they did is put two people on him. So if he knocks it past the first one, the second one just scooped it up. You need somebody who can do something can beat a man with the ball, do something with the ball that others can't. And the two people that stood out to me that were missing were Grealish and Foden. And I was like, why are they're nowhere near the team, and it's
Grealish is going to struggle to get back into this England setup, I think, because he had his chance Euro 2020, 2021 around that time. He never really brought anything. Foden's never really done it in an England shirt. I get he's a brilliant player, and I'm not saying he's not, but he's had his chances in an England shirt. But without Saka, we need one of those two. And I get they all say they don't like to play wide, blah, blah, blah. You're a professional footballer, deal with it.
But you
was missing Bellingham, but
Eze can play wide. So it could have moved Eze wide, who's comfortable wide and plays wide, and put one of them in the midfield, in the 10 role behind the striker. Eze would have played from the left.
Well, this is what I don't get, because the talk at Arsenal is Eze will, when he gets settled, will probably play on the left instead of Martinelli.
Martinelli, yeah. We
then played him at 10 so we could accommodate Rashford. Why are we moving Eze to accommodate Rashford?
Well, this is the madness to me. Who's the better player right now? Eze is a multiple leagues above Rashford and has proven so over the last 2-3 seasons. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all that that's the way you go. You don't move. You don't move people to accommodate others just to accommodate him. They're not at that level. If Rashford is at that level, then he wouldn't need moving, would he? Because he'd be above Eze in the rankings. You'd be thinking, well, Rashford has to play. But he's not. So,
and if Rashford was at that level, surely you'd play him at 10, because actually he was a centre forward originally. So off Kane, he's probably your big man, fast man.
Two strikers and played Rashford off Kane, and then, like I say, you didn't need all this two in hold in midfield, 4 at the back. We could have had an extra man further forward to try and make a difference. But I just don't know what we learn from these games. This is what annoys me more.
All I learned yesterday is we go to Serbia on Tuesday night, and playing like that looks a very difficult game. Bearing in mind, it's only the top 1 to qualify. And I know we've won all 4 games. But we lose to Serbia on Tuesday, and we're in a mess. We've got a problem. And we could quite easily lose that game. A draw, as much as it's only Serbia, a draw isn't a bad result for us, because, we keep us advantage that we've got, because they've already drawn 1 or 2, I think. So we'd be all right. But I kind of, going back 10, 15 years when England used to go to away games, you used to always go, Christ, this is going to be, we might fail here. I feel like we're back there again. We're back into, are we going to qualify, or are we going to make this such hard work and have to
waiting for the crumble to happen?
Yeah, and I kind of think right now we're at that stage of, this isn't a squad that's going to do anything in next year's World Cup. Anybody who believes we are in the mix or one of the favourites...
Don't get me wrong, 2 days before it starts, we'll all have that stupid moment where we all begin to believe again, and we'll all have his face painted and a flag out, and we'll be all in the pub genuinely believing we're going to win it, because that's just the hype of the tournament. But realistically, we're not.
No, we're just not. I'm approaching this World Cup currently like I did the 2018 World Cup. I had no expectations. I thought if we get past round 2, fine, because the squad is poor. I'm at that level right now. Because anybody who sits here now, as we are today, that's saying England are in the top 5 to win that World Cup, you are delusional.
Yeah.
Spain are better. Italy are better. France are miles better. Holland are probably better. Belgium are still better. Germany did lose to Brazil. Germany did lose 2-0 the other day in their first qualifying game, so we're actually bottom of their group, by the way. So Germany not really better. Then there's Brazil. Then there's Argentina. There's usually a surprise in a World Cup, i.e. Morocco 2022 in Qatar. I put England probably 10th right now at best.
Even teams like Uruguay and stuff are going to be up there, capable of turning us over.
Yeah.
We could be way down the pecking.
We keep, everybody always puts us, or the British media like to put us in the top echelons. I can give you probably at least 8 teams that I would pick to win the World Cup before England. Genuinely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we struggle to be in the top 10, don't we?
Yeah.
As a winner. And you just don't see it changing. And I don't like the manager. I don't like anything about him. I don't like his style. I don't like his attitude. I don't like the fact he's German. I don't like the way he looks. I don't like the way he stands. I don't like the way he chews his chewing gum. I don't like his hair. I don't like his clothes. He's got a shit watch. I just don't like him. There's nothing about him I like at all. I just don't. He's one of them people that nothing could, he could be saving children all over the world and I'd still fucking hate him. I just can't stand the guy. And he's in charge of our national team. It's horrible. You just can't even get behind him, can you? I mean, at least Southgate was a nice bloke. I mean, he was a wet fart, but he was a nice bloke. at least some people could like him because he was, there's
And he
nothing
wore a
about
very nice waistcoat.
Yeah. It's like this guy's
Very
just
well dressed.
shit, and he's just shit, and I just don't want him there.
And so, from the disappointment of England yesterday, we'll move on to. We are 2 hours away from the Italian Grand Prix. Yesterday's qualifying was unexpected, I'm going to say. I didn't have.
Can I use the word chaos? I was very confused whether Verstappen would be first or 20th, Lance Stroll would be second or 19th. It was everybody seemed to be on pole at one bit, didn't they? It was literally the most confused. I mean, at one bit, Hamilton looked like he could go out. Lando was nearly out. The Williamses were looking good. They're not looking so good. The Ferraris, 1 minute at 18th and 19th, and next minute second and third. It was mental. It was just, chaos for the whole session.
It's the type of track that it is because the ramp up will be so big and it's so short. Lap times are coming in that quickly that, like you said, there's just people changing their position so quickly. But I do think for one of the few times this season, Lando Norris yesterday actually pulled it out of the bag. And I know he didn't get pole, fine. But he was massively under pressure.
The lap. I mean, your comments were he's not finding 6/10s, weren't they? And
yes,
he did. The only driver out there that could beat him yesterday. There was only one driver better than him yesterday, and it's probably the best driver on the grid, isn't it? Given equal parameters. And he beat him by milliseconds, didn't he? It was that close. It was light years ahead of Oscar yesterday. It just put, when the pressure was on, we were on board with Lando on that second lap when he'd messed up the first lap. They'd run wide, had he, or something. And I was just expecting it not to. I was expecting the pressure to get to him and the car to just be in the gravel or spun and just not make it count. And he did. And he really did. He stood up and made it count when he had to. And all he can do now is, in my opinion, finish the season. What was he behind Oscar after last weekend if they finished second?
Oh.
No, would have been about.
It would have been
17,
9 and 16. It would have been 16. It's now 34.
So if he can finish the rest of the season and get within 16 points, he's done all he can do on it because you can't do anything about that happened. So if he finishes 12 points behind Oscar, he won it without the DNF, didn't he? So that's all he can do now. He's just got to look at that and then hope something. It's horrible, but hope something happens to Oscar in one of the races to level it back up for him.
Yeah, he's got to, like I say, he's just got to take it race by race now. He's just got to beat him every race. It doesn't. The championships irrelevant now. He's just got to beat him.
Not going to do that. Oscar is a very, very competent, good driver. Very cool, very calm. But he's just got to try and beat him every race and see where it leaves him come the last 3-4 races, isn't it? And see if he's in it.
Max being where he is today has given Norris an unbelievably bad headache.
Yeah.
The run to turn one in Monza is quite long. The slipstream is big. Norris has got two choices, and I've discussed it with various people, and I've thought about it all morning. I don't know what the best option is. So option one, he goes into turn one and he attacks Max for the lead. The potential outcomes of that are he gets the lead, fine, or he ends up in a hedge because Max has nothing to lose and says, you want to go for it, but I'm not backing down, which in Max's position, you would. Option two is he goes into turn one slightly more, not defensive, but less aggressive, should I say. But with the long run to turn one in Monza, he could all of a sudden be fifth because there's been a lot of slipstream behind him.
He's got to go for it. Got to go for it.
Oh, well, I was going to say, what do you think he does? And you've beat me to the question.
Got to be balls to the wall and go for it. He's got everything that he's got to lose. He's already lost. He's just got to go for it. He's got to stick it down the inside on the first corner. I don't think Max is defending as hard as he did because he's got nothing to fight for. I don't think that Max is going to be in a position where he's willing to knock himself out of the race to hold the lead. I think he's just got to go for it. First corner is crucial. If he can put a car between him and Oscar, that's a massive step early on. And then he's got to manage it from there, hasn't he? Because if you're clever, you can keep Max within a certain distance so he can drag him along and keep Oscar away from him. And you can almost manage the race from the front and go try and get a 1, 2, 3 as it is. That'd be a big step back for him. So what would he gain? 8 points back
10
in that position?
10 on a 1, 2, 3.
So if Max,
10 on a 1, 2, 3.
Max second, Oscar third, he'd get 10 back.
Yeah.
So that'd be huge, wouldn't it? I mean, that'd be massive. So I mean, I think you just got to look at it and think, what have I got to lose now? Because realistically, without something major happening, the title is pretty much on its way the other way. So he's just got to make a difference and go for it.
Yeah,
and it's easy to say stuff here, but yeah, got to.
All I'm going to say for this afternoon is I hope that the F1 race is just a smidgen of the F2 and F3 races because they were utter carnage. I don't know if you've seen
anything
this morning.
No.
So the F2
was, I missed them.
It was chaos. I mean, the F3 race just spent the first half of it basically. We do a corner safety car restart, do a corner safety car restart, yada yada yada. Went on. Many people in hedges, bits of cars everywhere. F2, we were all right up until done past Lindblad, who then yeeted him to the shadow realm at Ascari. Literally, Lindblad doesn't brake, then fully locks up. Dunn just ends up off, straight lined, totally gone. He's out. Lindblad's then got a massively broken wing, and I mean, it's hanging off. It's one side scraping on the floor. Because the safety car's out, everybody comes in to change tyres to do their mandatory pit stop. For some reason, Lindblad's team decide not to change the front wing that's hanging off it in bits. So when we come back to the restart, he then heads to turn 1 at 170, 180 mile an hour, probably in an F2 car, puts his foot on the brake and nothing happens. Literally, the front wheels lock up and he harpoons Stanek at turn 1, takes them both out.
Oh,
and it was utter carnage.
So we had 2 crashes in 2 corners, technically.
Yes, all because the first one's on him, but I think what happens in the first one is Dunn cuts back in front of him and takes all the downforce out of that front wing. He locks up, just rear ends him. It's one of them. It's not great from Lindblad. The second one, the team have basically put him on track with a damaged car, and I mean severely damaged. That wing is a mess. And they've just gone,
go for it. Allowed to go back out as well and like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the F2 race in general was carnage.
I haven't watched that before the race, then.
Browning ended up winning it. He drove really well, just controlled it from the front after a bit of DRS. But yeah, it was. If the F1 race is anything close to what we had this morning, the F3 and the F2, I mean, 4 people will finish, but it'll be brilliant to watch. There'll be more bits of carbon than anywhere.
But yeah, fantastic.
It's going to be interesting, but I think the interesting bit for me is how Norris plays the start, because it's a big decision to make. If he goes like Max says,
bringing everyone down the home straight, innit?
Yeah. If he goes with your method, the title could be over by turn 1. Because if he does crash with Max and he's out, it's over, dead and buried. Oscar goes on to win. It's then 59 points as a gap, and that's an end of it. But if he's cautious, he could end up 6th. For instance, gets, shuffled down the pack by turn 2, and it could be over that way. So turn 1 here and into turn 3.
And turn 4. I think the problem for Lando is the worst part of his racing has been his race starts and his first lap, because he tends to not. It doesn't tend to stand out on the first lap. He doesn't either stays, in his position or ends up multiple positions back through just. I don't know whether just not being on the ball with it. I can't remember many times where Lando's got off the line and I thought, we've made up, a place or 2 places, or he just tends to always be the overcautious or just gets caught out by what's going on around him. So, yeah, you've got to get a great start, tuck him behind Max and go for him. There's a massive part of me that sees Oscar leading after turn 1.
Because Norris and Max are both in a field.
I just think Oscar gets a better start off the grid, and he's got 2 cars dragging him down the straight. He's in the faster of the cars, equal fast car, and he just starts better. And I could probably see it being Oscar, Lando, Max by the end of turn 1, something like that, because I just think Max will get swallowed up by everybody coming by.
So based on that, then, give me your top 3.
I'm going to go, as I said, Lando, Max, Oscar. Lando's going to stick it to him at turn 1. and win it from there. Max will hold off, and Oscar will come third. That's me.
I'm going to go slightly more bold than that.
Stroll to win.
I said bold, not insane. That can't be a thing. He wouldn't win if he was the only man driving.
No, he crashed.
So
retire.
I'm going to say Piastri wins, Leclerc second, Russell third. Max and Lando are out at turn 1.
Wow. Oh, that would be devastating.
I think Lando goes for it, like you've said. He's going to use your advice that he's definitely heard, even though we haven't even published this episode.
I know he listens to the podcast just before he goes out to race.
So he's going to go for it into turn 1. He's then going to blame you because you said he should. And Max is going to not give him the space because Max is thinking, I've got nothing to lose. This is your own fault, you idiot. And they're both going to be out.
I mean, technically, if Lando goes for it turn 1 and crashes out, I'll be rejoiced in my currently home country because the Australian will then go on and win the race.
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, that's probably quite good for me. I might get a free house or something like that. So.
Because that's how it works.
That's how it works, yeah. Listen to a podcast, he gave him that advice. Here's a free house. Yeah, I think that's how it works. It's pretty straightforward. Where did Stroll qualify? Talking Stroll.
I actually don't know, but with all the grief we give him, because bearing in mind we were on air before last week's race, and he actually did quite well, didn't he? Because we
I mean,
he finished 7th, somehow.
Say he was lucky. He kind of got onto the perfect strategy, didn't he?
Yeah, he fluked his way in, but today he is 17th.
Oh, it's back to being Lance Stroll then.
Yeah, he's back to where he belongs. Bear in mind with his teammate 9th. So half the grid between them. And Yuki Tsunoda made Q3. He starts 10th. Bortoletto. I've said Hadjar has been the rookie of the season. I'm beginning to think, is he Bortoletto?
He's consistently so good, isn't he? Week after week after week. I mean, he's driving Hulkenberg under the table, who's a vet of the sport.
We need to rewind. We're so far off kilter here. So, Holland last week, Kimi Antonelli, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, we missed the race, haven't we? I forgot about that. Yeah.
Literally, because this is going to bring me on to my next question once we've discussed this. He then puts it in backwards in FP2 on Friday.
Yep. And then
Mercedes have signed Kimi Antonelli as the next messiah of Formula One. He's the next Max Verstappen. We can't miss out on him. We've got to throw him in the car. He's not. Sorry.
No, he's not. He's more Lance Stroll than Michael Schumacher.
I get that he's 18. I get it's his first season. But for people that are new to Formula One, go back and look at Max Verstappen's 2016 F1 first season. Yes, there's the odd error in there, but the speed is there, the consistency is there, the signs are there that you have got a good driver. The signs of Kimi Antonelli are he's a wrecking ball.
Yeah,
he's going to cost Ferrari a lot of money.
I mean, yeah, the crash into the Ferrari in the race is. Yeah, I mean, did Charles Leclerc think his car was all right? Because he seemed to try and rejoin the race and most of it missing. I was like, I don't know what happened. Like when someone's drunk and they've not quite realised, it was almost like, yeah, I'll just carry on. Like the 90% of your car's missing, mate. You're not going nowhere. Get out.
I mean, you just knocked the front wing off. You knocked the whole section off.
Bad, weren't it, Kimi Antonelli? Just so shouldn't have been there. Wrong line into the corner. Just all bad. And then he blamed the team for pitting him when they did. And I'm like, oh, Leclerc didn't know it. It was just Kimi Antonelli.
But then Ferrari, the other side of the garage. So Lewis Hamilton gets a 5-place grid penalty for speeding on his lap to the grid from last weekend. Because apparently that took all race to look at. Don't know.
Well,
and then booed it in a hedge.
I mean, why is the penalty given in that way? Because it's cut and dry, surely. You get the information and surely you give the penalty in the race.
I mean, I would have done.
No sense.
The onboard footage is pretty clear that there's a yellow flag on the left-hand side and he doesn't slow down in any way. But the stewards seem to have this weird thing. I suppose it's always been a thing in Formula One, but I just don't agree with it. They want to hear from the drivers. No, you're officiating the sport. Deal with it.
Yeah.
It was like the Russell Leclerc pass last weekend, where it was lap, I don't know, 30, something like that, and we wait 4 hours, and eventually we get an answer of,
But
oh, we're not going to do anything.
the opinion of the driver should be irrelevant, shouldn't it? Because if you're sped under a yellow flag, there's no opinion of the driver that gets you off from that. You can't. What? Again, we go back to this, don't we? Like I said with the handball, where do you want his arm speed? What do you want Lewis Hamilton to say to you that gets him off with that penalty? What's the line that Lewis Hamilton can give you? Because I know the answer should be, well, there isn't one. So why ask him then?
Yeah.
There isn't one, is there? There's no answer that Lewis can give. What's he going to say? Are we going to chase by a rocket? You know, I was late for dinner. My wife brought my kid. What can he say that he said, no problem, we won't penalise you then? He can't say anything, can he? There's no excuse. So
The
why
other one
wait?
the other one I didn't like with the Russell Leclerc one is they heard from both drivers who said they felt it was a racing incident. Again, that's irrelevant. What the drivers feel doesn't matter. If you have a rule book, use it.
You're letting the lunatics run the asylum, aren't you? You make the rules. That's like saying to a player, can I speak to you about your red card before we send you off? Why did you do it? Well, I don't know. I didn't mean to. Oh, well, we'll let you off then. That's not how it works, is it? You know, if you commit the crime, you've got to do with the time. And this all needed. Yeah, if you need to speak to the driver after, try and get some context for future decisions so you understand why drivers are doing things, that's fine. But the punishment has to come when the crime happens. So he should have had his penalty given to him at the start of the race.
Yes.
And you then have to serve it. Carrying penalties over is a bad idea anyway, unless there's no other option.
Yes, completely agree.
It should be dealt with on the race weekend that you take it.
And I really, really despise anything when it comes up saying we'll be investigated after the race. No, we're 4 laps in. Deal with it.
Get it dealt with. Yeah. It's not like it was 2 laps from the end and you're thinking, well, we're not going to be able to penalise him anyway, so he's not going to take this penalty in this race. We will move it to the end and give ourselves some time and deal with whatever we've got to deal with. It was before the race even started. Before that race had started, they could have made the decision on that and given him the penalty. Absolutely. And then he'd have known what to do. It's just ridiculous. Like I say, it was the other day, wasn't it, when somebody's race, was it Kimi Antonelli got a 10-second penalty for taking somebody out of the race?
That was the Leclerc one.
Yeah. I mean, how's that a legitimate penalty? So your race is over.
When you look at Carlos Sainz got a penalty for hitting Lawson, even though Lawson hit him. I don't get it. Makes no sense. But it was the same penalty.
Did you see Carlos Sainz's radio message? You were like, are you kidding? Is this a joke? It's not a joke. What do you mean?
I'll go to the stewards afterwards.
Running to me. But yeah, it's same again. It's like, so the penalty for it's all your fault, 100% Kimi Antonelli's fault. He has not only caused hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of damage to somebody else's car and his own, he's ended their race, and you get a 10-second penalty. That doesn't seem to make sense to me.
No.
As a punishment. There's not enough there to, I mean, realistically, that could have in no way affected his race because he could have quite easily been 10 seconds clear of the car behind him and made absolutely no difference. Yeah. The punishment just doesn't. I know you can't just punish them based on where they are on the track because it changes, safety car comes out, 10 seconds does relegate them to the back of the pitch. But 10 seconds to me is not a relevant punishment when you've ended somebody else's race and caused severe damage to the car when it's totally your fault.
When I saw that, I instantly said it's either a drive-through or a stop-go penalty for me. It was that bad. It was that stupid.
You've got to affect their race in a similar. I know you can't disqualify him for every crash because
just run up with a hammer and smash his car up.
You've got to cause him a level of grief that says that cannot happen, and a 10-second penalty doesn't do that.
No, it doesn't. It never has. It's like with the passing off track, for instance, and the should it give it back? Should it not? And then eventually they just come to a 10-second penalty. The easiest way around that is part of the stewarding should be able to say, he's passed him off track. We are going to force you to let him through. Now, if he's dropped 3 other places, that's tough on you. You'll lose all 4 places because you're the one that's committed the crime. Because, like you said, this 10-second penalty, they can just if you're Lando Norris at Singapore last year when you won by 34 seconds, I think you've got a 10-second penalty in that race. It's irrelevant. Because you're that far
look at George
ahead.
Russell at Monaco. Had George Russell been clever at Monaco and come on the radio and gone, brakes overheated, I've run wide and just played it off a little bit clever, he'd have probably got away with that. as cutting a corner. How many minutes would he have been up the road by the end of the race? And they gone 10-second penalty. I mean, it just
Instead, he just went, well, I felt like.
Well, yeah, he said the wrong thing to try and get away with it, didn't he? He basically admitted to doing it on purpose rather than trying to claim something wrong with the car.
Do you know what it reminded me of instantly? And this will only be relevant to people of a certain age. David Beckham in a World Cup qualifier a lot of years ago realised he got injured in the game and picked up an intentional yellow card because he was going to be suspended. We all knew it, what he'd done, and we thought, wow, Beckham's been intelligent. He then admitted it in the post-match interview. Like, oh, you've ruined it.
It's not the idea. You technically rigged the game, haven't you, in a sense? You've you've kind of cheated the system. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have done that before, haven't they? Got a booking intentionally, knowing that then they'll be on a clean slate going into a qualifier or that's very clever. And like I say, if I was George Russell, I'd have done what he did because it was fucking stupid, that race. It was the most pathetic thing in the world. And I said to you, if I were everyone, I would all be doing it. But you don't come on the radio and admit to doing it, do you? You know, you come on the radio and say, "Fuck's sake, this fucking car, I braked and I've got no brake." Wow, whatever. You don't come on and go, "Well, yeah, I did it because I'm fucking sick of this. This is bullshit."
I'm bored of sat behind him.
You can't sit there and go, "Well, yeah, I agree with him. This is bullshit." They've got to punish you. It's live on TV.
It would have been good if the stewards had gone no further action because we are bored of this as well.
And then everyone had been going through chicane. They might as well just took cones out and made it a straight, haven't they?
I mean, it might make it a passing opportunity at Monaco. We'll get rid of that chicane and turn it into a proper braking zone at the end. So sharpen that left-hander into a proper 90-degree corner. Make it a DRS zone. I mean, the fact DRS zone into a solid barrier might be an issue for safety, but
only for Stroll. Nobody else, everyone else will be all right. Oh dear.
But yes, for me, from my side, this week we have kind of covered everything. So unless you're going to throw any random curveball at me.
Well, the best sporting action of the weekend comes today, doesn't it? Because the rest of the NFL's on, and the race is today. The shit bit, which was practice and England is already gone. So.
Yeah, we've got 90 minutes from the start of the race, which will be a very quick race. Probably an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes, and it'll be over because it's the quickest race of the year.
Yeah, you've said that now. There'll be about 19 red flags, won't there? And everyone will be fucking gravel for 2 days.
Well, that's fine because that'll lead me nicely into the start of the NFL. So we can take as long as we want. I've got all afternoon to set myself up.
No, I agree.
For this week, once again, thank you all for watching and or listening. We will be back again this time next week. I won't say what time that will be because we never know, but we will be back again next week. So thank you once again, and we will speak to you all again very, very soon.